personnel report.
Okay, it's been, the motion has been made and second to approve the personnel report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this time we have the superintendent's report.
Yes, we just have a few items. Dr. Hunt, the propane buses are in, right?
Yes,
We're just adding the equipment to it, right?
Yes,
And we will make sure that we pick the, we have a process of people that want to drive the propane buses.
yes, sir.
What equipment we,
It's the infrastructure with, they bring in the propane tanks, so that'd be the fueling station and transportation department.
oh,
Also, moving right along quickly, make sure you let your principals know that this, you appreciate them. This is National Principals Month. I'm definitely going to share my appreciation on Thursday at leadership for all the great things that they do. One of the toughest jobs in America. So I'm going to make sure that we're supporting our principals just like we support the rest of our staff and understand that the long days and nights that they put in supporting students and staff 24/7. I have my first parent meeting on the 29th. I'm sending out the letters this week. It will be probably right here in this room. This is the only place that I have big enough to replace a district office. And then we'll talk about logistics and where we're gonna go. Hopefully, we can alternate schools. But if that's not feasible, maybe we'll do it here for the time being. But again, those parent meetings will start on the 29th, and then we'll meet. And we'll talk about that too, because I want them to have some input on it. If it's gonna be quarterly, if it's gonna be monthly, if it's gonna be during people's work schedule, if they have to be after school or during the day, or a variation of it. If we have to separate and do, if the issues are so diverse that we have to do secondary and elementary separately, maybe we have to do that. But we're gonna talk about all that in the meeting and then come up with a nice schedule and agenda for it that works for everybody. I think this is a good first step. I think that we can we'll have people at the table and like I told them when we first talked about it, we're not just gonna have meetings, we're gonna talk about things, but when the issues, kind of bring some solutions with that also. The parents that I can talk to with more receptive. Principals have picked candidates, I have picked candidates. We wanted to also make sure that we got some special ed parents on there too, a good group. After the first night, we may have to look at the list again and add some more to it. So whatever we have to do to make this work, we're determined that we're gonna get this done. So that's on the 29th, 6 o'clock here in the library.
We're gonna do like a committee.
Yes. Yes, it is. And then I wanted to give it a couple months before we did this one. We're gonna do our teacher committee. And that's gonna be in November. Still working on my list. I should have that completed at the end of leadership on Thursday. And we're gonna meet once a month too, or quarterly, whatever they think is best. We can talk about best practices. I think we can get a lot of things that we've already discussed answered in those meetings too. And I think that we can kind of be more proactive on problems. And I think when people know that they have a seat at the table, even if they're not on the committee, they'll have a rep in their building that they can talk to bring whatever issue or issues to the meeting.
That's a good idea, because it'll be just teachers.
It'll be just teachers.
Yeah, you speak freely.
They'll be able to speak freely. And we'll take notes too of every meeting so that we can build on the previous meeting. If there are any unanswered questions at the previous meeting, we'll try to make sure that we answer them at the next meeting. So again, I think these are good first steps. We also want to do a student one too. That'd be more high school though. We're going to do our Veterans Day program on March the 7th, the 7th of November. Location, Marcia Carroll? At the DLC. Time, Marcia Carroll? 6 o'clock at the DLC on November 7th. And we're working on the details. Well, Marcia Carroll's working on it. Any questions about that? Superintendent Night Out, I really want to thank our staff for all the hard work that they put in. I mean, they brought it that night, and they were ready. Didn't quite have the attendance that I would like, and we will do some more marketing of that. Maybe I need to do some door-to-door, so to speak, but we'll make sure that it is properly marketed. We'll definitely have more people out. That's going to be another avenue to get parents' questions answered, staff questions. It's not just for parents, it's for everybody, community members, and I know most of the board members were there. We had something for everybody. There was not a question in the district that you couldn't have gotten answered that night, and that's for staff and community. We even had some students there that were walking around. So we're looking forward to doing that. That's probably going to be, the next one's going to probably be in January, because December is just too busy. Just too busy. Big night, Friday night, we have homecoming coming up. We're looking forward to that. That's going to be a big to-do. Also want to thank Mr. Covington. He rode with me to Raleigh to present on accelerated math. He did an excellent job working with me on the presentation. The group had a lot of questions about how we did it, and they really enjoyed our presentation, so I can't thank him enough. He looked like an old principal up in there. We felt real good about what was going on. So we got a lot going on in the next month as we get ready for Halloween and Thanksgiving. Any questions for me?
Any questions?
One question. When you do the quarterly meeting, I think it would be good to send a flyer on all the kids.
Superintendent Night Out?
Yeah, the superintendent, I send a flyer
can do
on
that.
for all the children in the district.
Yeah, we definitely do that.
Dr. Fields, since you asked, do we have questions? I know election time is coming, and some of the parents was wanting to know about a virtual day, or can you speak on that?
Absolutely, I forgot about that. I did check into that. None of the other districts are doing that, and we can only use remote learning for weather-related days. Next time, when we go through this, what we're gonna have to do, we just have to build that day in. Make that like a teacher work day or something like that. We talked about that as a group.
Thank you.
So how would that work with Upchurch? Because Upchurch is one of the.
Yeah, there's 3 buildings that are,
Dog Steve's
No, it wasn't. Well, as everybody is vigilant, doing their job, like they do every day, it shouldn't be a problem for us.
right,
So,
and the central office staff is gonna be vigilant. We'll be in the buildings, and I know I will be,
thank you.
keep things, running smooth.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Dr. Spells. At this time, I need a motion to adjourn.
So
Second.
Okay, motion has been made and second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Thank you.
I think Grace made the motion.